From this point on, all Yasuhiro reviews will be shot like this. Deal with it. Hello there, CriterioNate here, number 331, Yasuhiro Ozu's Late Spring. Banshun. I think Banshun. I'm not sure to pronounce that. 1949, 108 minutes, black, white, Bunuel, Japanese, and starring, as you all know, the smiling princess herself, Setsuko Ohara. Every single movie. Well, and guess the name of the movie. Guess of the name of the character she's playing. No, just go and take a wild guess at the name of the character she's playing. No, it's Noriko. Yeah. Yeah, I think this was the first in the. I guess there were only 3 movies he played. There was. I think Late Spring, Tokyo Story, and Early Summer, I think, were the only 3 where she actually played a character named Noriko in all 3 movies. So anyway, it's Ozu, so it'll break your heart. I mean, there's not much to say about this one. This is going to be a pretty short review. Basically, he's the master of, obviously, the low camera angles, of course, yeah. But he's the master of tugging at your heartstrings, you know. And I think this is probably the movie where Setsuko has smiled the least. She's smiling she smiles about the first whole half of the movie. She's a bundle full of teeth, you know. But anyway, so the plot is Setsuko Ohara plays Noriko, this daughter of a man. What's her father? And her father, what is his name? Shukichi. Wants her to get married, and she has no interest in getting married, even though she wants him to. Her aunt wants her to get married. First, wants her to get married to her father's business partner, I think, and she's like, no, he's been engaged. So anyway, eventually, I think she meets this guy who, I guess Mara, her aunt says he reminds her of Gary Cooper. And so eventually, her father, Shikuichi, tells Noriko that he's going to get remarried. And when she finds out about this, she gets really upset. And that's when the tears start flowing and the smile goes away. And Setsuko Ohara becomes someone else for once, you know. However, what happens is, in the end, she ends up liking the guy. Like, I think, it's like one of those arranged marriages or something like that. She ends up liking the guy, though, in the end, and getting married and all that. And however, in the end, it's revealed that apparently Shukichi's ruse was all a ruse. In order, he told Noriko this. He told Noriko he was getting remarried so that she would get remarried, because she wanted to stay and take care of him and all that. She didn't want to get married because she liked the life that they were father and daughter together and all that. And she felt guilty. She just feel eternally guilty for remarrying and all that. So anyway, so that's the basic plot. It's not, again, there's not much to say about it. It's Ozu. Is some fantastic dialogue in it, some fantastic, scenes, the close-ups. Of course, Hara's as beautiful as ever, And Shishu Ryu does a really great job as the father. And yeah, there's not much else to say. Again, it's an Ozu story. And it's not necessarily, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. I think Tokyo Story is still his masterpiece, I think that one's just a little bit better than this one, than Late Spring. And again, some people think Late Spring is his masterpiece too. It's all about opinion, So yeah, I don't have much else to say. Late Spring is it's an Ozu film. I don't think he hasn't done a weak movie yet, and I don't think he probably does have a weak movie in him. That being said, I'm giving it an A. I'm giving it a great A. It's a fantastic little film about families, and as most of Ozu's families movies that we've seen are about families, and just relationships and all that. And this is no exception. So again, I don't have much else to say. You probably know better than I. Late Spring is another classic. And yeah, that's it. I might actually be picking this one up, not for Late Spring, but for the supplemental movie that's included on disc 2 of the DVD. Tokyo Ga, directed by Wim Wenders. It's a tribute to Yasuhiro Ozu. Wenders went to it was done in 1985, and it was his tribute to Ozu. Although it kind of doesn't really come off as so much as a tribute to Ozu, but as more of a search for Ozu in then modern day Japan. The film is bookended with the opening and closing scenes of Tokyo Story. And and the rest of it is all, color footage from 1985 Japan, 1984, 85 Japan. Wenders going around just filming scenes from Japan and narrating, people at pachinko machines and Japanese television and all that. One of the best scenes, one of my favorite scenes, was when it started to rain at one point, but he shot these kids or these teenagers or young adults. He said something about the rain wasn't about to stop these young adults from being Americans, and it just shows a bunch of for about 5-10 minutes. It shows a bunch of kids like dressed up in like biker suits and like kind of like 50s American the dresses, the long dresses that the girls wore, the teeny boppers and all that, and ankle socks and all that, and they're all dancing to surf music like Beach Boys and Dion and all that kind of thing, and Elvis and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an interesting. And then at one point they're dancing to Blondie's "Call Me." So yeah, it was a cool little scene. But the whole movie, the whole movie's really cool just to see, Japan back then. It's a really intimate, little look at Japan. But again, at one point it seems to come off as a bit of a criticism. He criticizes Japanese television for being too Americanized and all that, and I don't know. I didn't like that very much, but still, I think he was just trying to find. He was trying to find a Japan that existed, that existed, however long, I forget when Ozu did Tokyo Story, but back then he was trying to find that Tokyo in 1985, 84, and I don't know. I think Wenders sounds a bit frustrated that he can't, it's not the same. But anyway, there's also some interviews. There's an interview with what's his name, Shizu Ryu, who played Shukichi. I guess he was still alive, and he still looks good for however old he was. Must have been in his 60s, 70s by 1985. Just a short little interview with him. The interviews with people who worked with him. There's a talk with. There's a demonstration of Ozu's low camera angles, and then he runs into Werner Herzog, of all people. And so for the only time in the whole movie where there's supplements, because the movie I guess is in German, he narrates in English, and then he just narrates the Japanese. But for Werner Herzog's when Herzog speaks, he speaks in German, and there's no translate. He doesn't translate it, so it's just spoken, and all the credits are in German too. So I'm assuming that that was his want, So anyway, yeah, I really liked the documentary. I thought that was great. Again, Late Spring is not one that I'd pick up because, again, Ozu's films are just really heavy sometimes, and while I don't think they're bad movies at all. I just don't think they're movies that I want to watch again and again and again. Some people want to watch these movies again and again and again. so be it, you know. But for me, I've seen him once, you know. Maybe in the near future I'll marathon all his movies. I'd love to maybe marathon all his movies in order and try to get a sense of a theme, or, you know. I mean, we've seen a couple so far. We've seen Tokyo Story, Good Morning, Early Summer, Floating Weeds, and now Late Spring. And then we've got early in the Eclipse series, I think maybe, I don't know when it came out, but possibly if it's before number 400, number 3 is Late Ozu, so it's like his last 5 movies or so, 5 of his last movies. And yeah, so we'll be getting that sometime next year. And that's all I have to say. I can't say anymore. So yeah, Late Spring, great movie as always. Tokyo Ga, really interesting look at Japan. So that's it for this week. That's it for till next week. Thanks for watching. Yeah, like I said, we will be, and I'm glad we're back right on schedule, like I said I would. So the schedule is next week. We've got next Monday Verdiana, and then that'll be on Monday, and then Tuesday will be Fist in the Pocket. Wednesday, Harlan County, USA. And then Thursday will be Elevator to the Gallows. And then next Friday will be, next Thursday will be Thanksgiving, and there'll be Elevator to the Gallows. The Friday after Thanksgiving will be Dazed and Confused. And then the week after that, we won't have to review that Saturday, the last Saturday of November. And then, but the Sunday we'll do Anus Amor, Equinox on Monday, and then that Tuesday will be, Yi Yi, and then Wednesday will be Coco Talking Gorilla, and then the Thursday after that, Thursday will be Canterbury Tale, and then the week after that we'll dedicate to Eric Romero's 6 Moral Tales. Probably doing the first 2. We'll do the first 2 whose names I can't remember on one day, and then one every other day from Sunday to Thursday. And then, yeah, then we'll be about halfway through the whole series, so we'll be halfway through the season, rather. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for me, and yeah, I'll try to start working on getting some rewatches planned for the next few months, so that we're not finishing too early. I mean, the earlier the better, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't try to arrange marriages, because, you know, free will and all that good stuff, you know. And I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week, next Monday, for Verdiana. Oh boy. And until then, goodbye.